right, so it's May. And for me, and I don't know why, but I do think of red, and I think it's probably has to do with the garden because, you know, the tulips are out, you know, they're gone, their stuff's coming out all the time. And for me, I have poppies in my garden, they start blooming. So that's why I decided to go with anemones and mini Gerbera daisies. For whatever the reason, I seem to have this huge affinity to these products. And I wanted to do a little bit different. This is my vase for my house, and I found this at because I love shopping for different things, and I found this somewhere at a furniture store that sells other things. And what I wanted to do was do something in a vase, but try and give it a little bit of a twist. And what I came up with was the Galix leaf, which looks like this, all right? But I twisted it, and then I actually glued it together and made this little pocket. So, and then I, of course, put the flowers inside the Galix leaves just to give it a little bit of interest. It's really easy to do. You can do it in any container with any products, and I will show you how to do that, and we'll have fun doing it. All right. All right, so this is a really simple one to do. I use the Galix leaf here. And I'm going to show you how to do this first. The Galix leaf, what I did is I actually just cut the stem off, like that, done. And I use a floral adhesive. I didn't use a hot glue gun. It'll burn the green so you'll see it. And we didn't want that. So what I chose to use was a floral adhesive that Oasis makes. It's waterproof, it dries very quickly. You can also use the tube of Oasis glue, which is also another fantastic product. All right, so all I did was I didn't glue it right on the edge. I glued it sort of a little distance from the edge because it's going to squish out, so you don't want to have it squishing all over your hand. And I just rolled it. Keep it nice and simple and hold it just for a second. There we go. Voila. All right, so again, little glue. It's amazing what products they're coming out with now, especially for gluing. And you can see here, like there really isn't any, like it's glued from, we did this yesterday, and there's no problem. All I did was take one of your flowers and take one of your Galix leaves and insert it, all right? I do end up pinning it a little bit so that the Galix is a little bit more secure, but I don't do it until I put it in the container that it's in because you want to make sure that the Galix is sort of around the same height of the container, and in this way you don't have to fuss with it later. All right, so we'll just get a few ready here. You know, it's funny, you know, it looks probably harder, I don't know, than it is, but it's the simple ones that I find to be the hardest, like the really simplest looking thing. You think, oh, that'll be easy, and it's not. Another thing you can do with Galix is roll it like this in the pocket, put some baby's breath in, and voila, you got yourself a boutonniere. Let's do some gerbs. Now, depending on the size of your vase, depends on how much Galix you use. You don't need to do one for every single one, because at the end of the design, you'll see me just pop a couple in that are extra, and no one will ever know the difference. So, we got this gorgeous vase. Isn't that spectacular? I'm going to be trying to find some of this vase that we can sell in our stores because I really think that they have a market for them. We're doing such beautiful arrangements now. There we go. Okay, just making sure. What I did here, this vase is so tall. As you can see, if I was to just put the flowers in, it's going to be way too short. We want to make sure that the flowers are in proportion to the vase. So what I did was I took some cellophane and I just pushed it to the bottom and left it at that. Like I think it was 2 sheets of cellophane for this one. And that happens is it gives me some height so that my flowers don't look so squishy. And no one ever knows that it is there. So I put the anemone in here, and I want the Galix to really sort of mimic this beautiful vase. So I'm leaving it at that height. And what I did was I cut myself some boutonniere pins off. And I'll show you how I did that, because there is an art, believe it or not, to cutting a boutonniere pin, because we all use them for a little more than just the boutonniere. I use them for all kinds of things. But what you want to do is, instead of cutting it like this end will fly off and go somewhere you don't even know where. So hold it with between your 2 fingers and your other 2 fingers like that, and take your wire cutters, and that way you're not going to have someone lose an eye, because that's never fun, right? And then you got this tiny little one here. So just a little tip. I see people in classes all the time just cutting wires, and wires are flying all over. It's a hazard. Who said the floral industry wasn't a dangerous place to be? I laugh. All right. So again, we'll just grab a boutonniere pin, and I do it on the inside of the vase so that from the outside you'll never know there was a boutonniere pin in here. And don't worry if the flowers aren't exactly where you want them to go, because they will eventually be put into the proper spot. Right now we're just getting them assembled. Here we go, it's coming. And again, I just keep going around in a circle. See how easy it is? Floral designing doesn't necessarily have to be all the super complicated things that you see in magazines, and some of that stuff in magazines may look complicated. There's a piece I'm going to do for the calendar that looks complicated, but actually it's quite simple. And this, my most junior assistants can help. My junior designers could do this. In fact, the gentleman who just started with me that was helping me do the Gaelics literally has been in the floral industry now for all of, I think, 2 weeks. And he's the one I asked to roll all the Gaelics for me. So thank you, Robin, for that. And he, like I say, it's not hard. You just have to be shown. It took him a couple of times to get it going, but once he got it, he was off to the races. Oh, isn't that gorgeous? I want to drink it already. And I really wanted it nice and full of Gaelics, because that was the main effect that I was looking for in here. And you can see I'm stopped, like I don't really have to pin every single one now, because it seems to be coming together quite nicely. And it's getting full enough where they don't have to be pinned. A couple more here. Go. And this one doesn't have any Gaelics, but I'm gonna put it in and no one will know the wiser. Sneaky. Love it. Oh, we have a casualty. It happens. That's okay, sorry, we'll use him in another arrangement. He won't get forgotten. Like I've said before, no man left behind. Again, another one that doesn't have a Gaelic leaf on it, but I want the middle to get filled out a bit more. Just like doing a dozen roses in a vase, right? Don't want too many spaces. Actually, you could do this Gaelic treatment to a dozen roses in a vase for something a little different. Why not? Don't have to do what I do. I'd love to hear your feedback on this. If you're watching this and you'd go ahead and try it, I'd sure love to hear how it turned out, and if you had tried it with a different thing and it looked absolutely spectacular, let us know. There we go. That's pretty much, oh, how did he get down there? There we go. Come on out, little man. All right, don't have to be shy. I don't need that Gaelics. One more. And voila. It's so easy to do and absolutely looks beautiful at the end of the day. So go ahead, have fun, try new things, and let us know how it goes. Enjoy.